Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, great millstone. And peace, love, and salutation to all you occupants pushing this truth and true sincerity. Now, this is the word omen. In the definition, a phenomenon supposed to portend good or evil, a prophetic sign. Prognostication, portent. An occurrence supposed to portend or show the character of some future event. Any indication or action regarded as a foreshadowing, foreboding, a presage, and augury. So I have a clip of an omen, and we are giving these prophetic signs to let you Israelites know what time we in. So this is my YouTube history. This is a brother's page, Lively Stones GMS. There's a fire in Rome, Georgia. Yeah, and this is an omen, all right? You have cities in America like Rome, Georgia, which is, I'd probably say where I'm from, where I'm at right now, probably a good 2 hours northwest. Rome is near the Alabama borders, all right? You got Rome, New York. This place is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, all right? You know what I'm talking about, the Sodom part. In Egypt, okay, you got cities named Memphis, Cairo. You got to look at the back of your dollar bill, okay? So this is most definitely an omen, okay? And I just got one precept. I don't tend to make this too long. This is Isaiah 13 and 17. Babylon will fall to the Medes. Now Babylon the Great is America. Babylon goes back to the Hebrew word babal, which means confusion. And this place is confusing. You know, we went out, we had some guests in town the past week, and brothers wanted to go get a bite to eat. And one of the waiters at this particular restaurant was some big 6 foot man, wanted to dress up like a woman. That's enough alone to let this place fall to the Medes, okay, and these other countries from the north. Isaiah 13 and 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. The Medes are the modern day Medes are the Russians, because this is prophetic. Which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. In the NLT it says, look, I will stir up the Medes against Babylon. They cannot be tempted by silver or bribed with gold. And yeah, they're getting stirred up right now. Best believe these Medes are sitting back, because it's all the Lord's will. The Lord is going to put the Spirit soon enough on these Medes to do what they have to do against Babylon. They're sitting back right now and watching what Nero 47 is doing. And this guy, he backed down on his threats, on his 48-hour threat. So everything is the will of the Lord. The scriptures say man's goings of the Lord. So there is a God for you atheist assholes out here. Okay? What would change Nero's mind from 48 hours? All right, we're gonna attack your nuclear plants till they're giving them 5 more days. That's the Heavenly Father. Matter of fact, let's get a precept on that. Proverbs. And you non-believers, man, you gonna see. You should have saw today what happened with ICE showing up at these airports. We've been telling you, second Ezra, the 15th chapter, man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. A lot of these people weren't able to go travel today because they're under the authority of ICE right now. You know what ICE is doing behind closed doors, impregnating young underage women and doing God knows what in them internment camps. We've been telling you what's going on, but these people, it's getting a little hot out here, and you know how it goes in America. People want to freak off. You can still go to the basketball game. Like I mentioned, the NCAA tournament is popping. Baseball about to be back in season. The weather's getting a little bit more favorable. So, here come the scoffers, but you get my point. Eating and drinking have been given to marriage. Meanwhile, prophecy is continually to roll on and continually to be fulfilled. And there's certain omens that the prophets see, and we're imparting to you people to wake up. But hey, only a certain amount of people are going to wake up, man. Because our people are in the congregation of the dead. Same old two-step. All right? Same old Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that wish it was 1996. The king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. Now, isn't Nero considered a king? The Lord's name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shah, not no Yah. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whatsoever he will. So the Lord controls these world leaders. The Lord put the spirit on Nero, according to Job 33. Matter of fact, we can get that one. Job 33 and 15. Job 33 and 15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instructions. So the Lord, through the angels, sealed the instructions for Nero on Monday, March 23rd, to say, hey, we're going to give him 5 more days, when they basically gave him 48 hours. So going back to Isaiah the 13th chapter, going back to this omen of destruction. Verse 18, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And what are those arrows talking about? I can go back to my watch history. These arrows, okay? Soon to be intercontinental ballistic missiles. We can type that up. If you haven't heard it, you're hearing this now. Intercontinental, ballistic missile. An intercontinental ballistic missile is a ballistic missile with a range of greater than 5,500 kilometers, primarily designed for nuclear weapons delivery. Conventional, chemical, and biological weapons can also be delivered with varying effectiveness, but have never been deployed on ICBMs. So let's get a picture. Well, let's get some more on this. Intercontinental ballistic missiles. Those are those arrows that's mentioned in the Bible. Okay? Those horses that's mentioned in the Bible. That star that's mentioned in the Bible. So on and so forth. That's going to have the basically the world reeling to and fro like a drunkard, according to Isaiah 24 and 20. It says an intercontinental ballistic missile is a ballistic missile with a range greater than 3,400 miles, primarily designed for nuclear weapons delivery, delivering one or more thermonuclear warheads. Conventional, chemical, and biological weapons can also be delivered with varying effectiveness, but have never been deployed on ICBMs. Some modern designs support multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicles, allowing a single missile to carry several warheads. All right, and Revelation 9 and 16 talks about 200 million warheads hitting Babylon the Great, each of which can strike a different target. The United States, Russia, China, France, India, and the United Kingdom, Israel, and North Korea are the only countries known to have operational ICBMs. All right, that's what they say. Pakistan is the only nuclear armed state that does not possess ICBMs. And this is kind of old, man. Pakistan does have those. All right. But you get the point. If you've been living under a rock, you need to pay attention, because everybody on YouTube with this situation going on with Iran, everybody wants to be an expert now, but they don't know the end game for this place. People think that, oh yeah, it could go away, this conflict with Iran, but ultimately we're in the times of World War III right now. They're not going to use this to just have it in some museum and you continue your life in wickedness and sin while going to McDonald's and getting a cheeseburger, which I won't suggest getting anything from McDonald's. All right, but these are those arrows talked about in the Bible. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. In Babylon is a code word in the Bible for America. All right, all 50 states, the glory of kingdoms. Because everybody wants to come here. This is that great city mentioned in Revelation. This is that great city. The beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. We know what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. And guess who promotes sodomy here in the United States? In June, they're going to have Pride Month, man. Now, the Chaldees, let me get this in Chat GPT. All right. I said, were the Chaldees in the Bible known for witchcraft? Yes, the Chaldeans, often called Chaldeans in the older Bible translations, were closely associated with astrology. Everybody's always talking about zodiac signs here. You had that woman back in the day, Cleo, who was always trying to read your sign, divination, and forms of what the Bible would consider occult practices. Yeah, because it's condemned, man. Now see if I can get this. I think it's Leviticus 19 and 31, man. These women, the great majority are witches. All right, I'm sure there's some soothsayer or fortune teller that's open right now at 11:33 at night. All right, so I can read your palm and see how long you can live. Get the F out of here, man. That's definition of witchcraft, which a great majority of our people are in. Leviticus 19 and 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards. What did that guy Future? His album was called Wizard. And you got a lot of those in the entertainment industry. Wizards, warlocks. Barack Obama, he's a witch and a warlock. Kim Kardashian is a warlock. You get what I'm saying? Your favorite basketball player is a warlock. LeBron James is a witch and a warlock. That's why Kobe Bryant ass ain't here no more for you people crying on Kobe Bryant. Leviticus 19 and 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. The Lord's name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai, man. Let me read this one in Leviticus 19 and 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter. Man, that is rampant here in Babylon the Great, Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, that great city. Man, an example of that, man, is, these cheerleaders, man. These cheerleaders in these high school, you watch a basketball game, you got these little girls, man, dancing all sassy at halftime. That's prostituting your daughter, man. And you got real life people in America that will prostitute their daughter out here. Put them on the track, put them on the blade, to cause her to be a whore. And there's a lot of women that's whores out here, and they grow up young to be a whore. Lest the land fall to whoredom. And America's one big land of whoredom. Okay, spiritually and physically. Hey, look what happened out there in Houston, man. They went out there to get freaky, and a lot of people came out there came back with STDs to wherever they went to. Continuing on, in the land to become full of wickedness. And this place is full of wickedness and witchcraft. So what do you think the God of the Bible is going to do to it, man? But no, you think you just going to have a hot girl summer. You think that your Christmas, that's another thing. These holidays are a form of divination and witchcraft. They got you thinking, oh, this is for the family. And these holidays go back to all types of orgies and occult practices, man. So yes, this place is This place is the modern day Chaldees, man. And these international banking families, they push it on you, man. They push it on you with these Super Bowl commercials. They push you to go to McDonald's even though that's not real meat. That's a form of witchcraft, man. Okay? Another reason why this place gotta go. Another omen. So when we see that burning building in Rome, that's an omen that this place has gotta go for this wickedness, man. In Babylon, Isaiah 13 and 19, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency. Chaldees were known for witchcraft. Chaldees is one God. God's name is Yahweh, and his only begotten son's name is Yahweh Shai, overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. He's going to overthrow this new Sodom in Egypt, man. Verse 20. It shall never be inhabited. So, hey, when these other countries, according to God's will, because it's multiple scriptures. I can go on for hours. I can go on for hours. This is an example in the New Testament. I mean, Old Testament. Oh, excuse me, you Christians, you don't like to hear anything from the Old Testament because this is prophecy. Apostle Hardale lesson. If you're not prophesying, you're not a prophet, man. We can take these clips and be like, hey, this is what's going to happen to Babylon the Great. And if you don't know what's going on, it's best to inquire the prophets, namely the prophets here at Great Millstone. Because you're not getting this from the IUIC. Where's Sakari at? Where's GLCC? Them other whoever. These other Israelites trying to do their next mixtape or trying to do their next marriage. They can't even. They don't even have the spiritual intellect to prophesy what's going on. And then before all this happens, it's going to be Revelation 13 and 16, the RFID microchip. The hour of temptation will come. So before we actually see World War III, they actually have to crash this system. You people are crying about gas now. What happens when everything goes sky high? And inflation and hyperinflation come. All that has to come before this happens. Revelation 13 and 16. Verse 20, it shall not be inhabited because this place is going to burn from sea to shining sea, according to the Bible. Okay? It's not like we just woke up and want to say this. No, it's in the Bible. They're not going to read this in the Christian church on Sunday. The next event that you people go to is so-called Easter, which when you go to Easter in Acts the 12th chapter, you go to the translation in the Greek, it goes back to the word Passover. All right? Shouldn't be. That's another thing. Easter is a form of divination. Talking about bunnies can lay eggs. That is witchcraft and divination, man. Verse 20, it shall not be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. All right? You other nations won't be able to come here and make your little money and send it off to your friends and family. And this is the best time for you heathens to go back where you came from. I know that sounds so American, but hey, hey, destruction is coming, man. And the only people who are going to be saved out of this is the elect of the nation of Israel. That's why we go out risking our lives to proclaim this. Because this place is going to burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. The scriptures call it the lake of fire. So that building in Rome, Georgia that was burning, that's an omen. Verse 21. This is the only thing that's going to be out here when it's said and done. There ain't going to be no Collins Street and Ocean Beach in Miami. Ain't going to be no Hollywood. Ain't going to be no Peachtree. Thank God ain't going to be no Peachtree out here. Okay? Ain't going to be no Martha's Vineyard. Ain't going to be no New York City. Ain't going to be no Magnificent Mile. You get what I'm saying? Any major street here in America is going to be done away with. It's going to be burning. Isaiah 13 and 21. The wild beasts of the desert shall lie there. That's who's going to be there. Ain't going to be no humans there. And their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. And owls shall dwell there. And satyrs shall dance there. Let's get this word satyrs. believe that word is Sha'ayar. Sha'ayar. It says hairy he-goat, buck, a sacrificial animal. Satyr may refer to a demon-possessed goat like the swine of Gadara. Okay? It's a goat. Okay? It says, continuing on, it says in Isaiah 13 and 22, and the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces, and her time is near to come. All right, the destruction is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. Now, in Isaiah 13 and 22, it says, hyenas will howl in its fortresses, and jackals will make dens in its luxurious palaces. Babylon's days are numbered. Yeah, it's numbered. It's like that sand in the hourglass. What are we with about 85 seconds according to the doomsday clock? It says its time of destruction will soon arrive. And then when you see stuff like this burning building, you know that the time has arrived. Now let me get one more thing. Doomsday clock. All right. The doomsday clock is a symbol that represents how close humanity is to self-destruction. The scriptures say the earth's abiding forever. The whole earth is not going to burn. Babylon the Great is going to burn. All right. Then you got Israel, because the real people are inhabiting that land. All right. Because there's war going on in Israel, and it's prophesied that when the real Israel is in the land, there'll be war no more. This war, Tel Aviv is getting torn the fuck up. Excuse my Brazilian Portuguese. All right. It's getting torn up. And their leader, we don't know if this nigga's dead or alive. All right. Sorry to break it to you like that in that speech, but it's just what it is. The doomsday clock is a symbol that represents how close humanity is to self-destruction due to threats like nuclear weapons and climate change. So you can even go to Search Assist and get some type of idea that we're in a time of war. As of January 27, 2026, it is set at 85 seconds to midnight, the closest it has ever been. So, going back to that precept at the bottom, Babylon's days are numbered. Its time of destruction will soon arrive. So with that, Lord, when I was edifying, I'm going to say shalom.